So, long time overdue here. Figured better get something put out. People are starting to ask. I do have some stuff recorded that I need to get around to editing. I've got a pending interview on another channel as well. For those of you that don't know, back in November, I was hospitalized with a burst appendix, and it was literally right before the weather got cold and we started getting our snowstorms, so I didn't have everything quite how I wanted it set up at that point, and I've been playing catch-up ever since. But I'm just going to do a little catch-up video here quick, show you some of the projects I've been working on here. So, these doors here are one of the projects. They're not completed yet. They swing inside. They're covered in chicken wire and then covered in plastic. Basically same concept as a screen door in your house. The dogs say hello. I have to get petted. So that's one of the projects we got going on. I'll show you from the inside here. So, as you can see, it lets more light in. As for the latch, it is literally just a bent nail. And then you can swing this to get out. Now my plan with these is that I'm going to hinge a piece of thicker plywood down here, and then I'll swing it up and hold it with nails here, but then when I want to lock the birds in, especially like during the summer or something, I'll swing it down and I'll have a couple nails down there to hold it in place. That way I don't always have to use the big doors. These solid wood doors, they might someday eventually come off, but for now I'm leaving them on there because I like using them for when we have really, really bad storms come through. I'd hate to, have plastic rip off and stuff like that. The other thing we got going on here is I put in roosts. So I'm in the process of putting little feet on the roosts. That way it helps hold the weight. The roosts are hinged at the top, and eventually I'm going to have a pulley system where I can pull these up against the rafters for when I'm in here cleaning. And then I had to move the feeders over to the other side here. We got our windows put in on both ends. So between this and the air vents and the doors, we've got good ventilation. Earlier this winter, we didn't have snow cover, and we had quite a bit of below zero temperatures, so I was coming out here and I was shutting those solid doors at night to help hold the heat in. We did lose some birds in December, one of which was a roundhead cock that a friend of mine had given me to breed this coming year. I was really sick in December again, and so I had my appendix out in November. I got really sick again right around Christmas time in December, and we had a storm coming, and we got plastic on the stag pens, but we didn't get the wood lath on it to really secure it properly, and it ripped off in a storm, and that bird did not make it through the storm. All the other birds that have been bred and grew up here, they made it through the storm. But this bird came from out east, and he didn't make it, unfortunately. Got all my breeding pens over there lined up. There's some I'm going to have to repair. I've got those pens stacked up over there. I'm actually using one pen right now. It's wrapped in plastic. But I'm thinking of using those for setting hens this year. Of course, we've got my little work table here, which currently the legs are frozen down. I've got these feeders I need to get installed because they're going to be for oyster shell and grit. You might have noticed inside there that I bedded all the pens with corn stalk bale. I've been using it in the stag pens for a little while now, and I decided to give it a try in the big shed this year. I don't know if I'll do it again or not. We'll see how it pans out. And it seems like every time I try to come out here and take pictures of these guys, it's when the sun is shining through the plastic in the back. But I've got 15 pens here, and that's all I've got for game roosters. There's a couple of really young stags that were late hatched, but I don't really count them right now. In here are 2 wide hackle roundhead cross cocks that I bred last year. There's a coming up on 2-year-old muff wide hackle cross cock. There's another roundhead wide hackle cross cock that's a brother to the 2 I bred. So there's 4 out of the 15 that are older birds, and the rest are 2021 stags. Between the shipping delays, the shipping costs, and now we're starting to hear about outbreaks of bird flu, so I'm guessing there's going to be potential for, cancellations and shipping bans and stuff like that. I honestly don't see myself really shipping anything this year. These 2 stags on the ends are 2nd generation of that wide hackle cross to roundhead. That roundhead hen that I'd gotten from Johnny. So these are out of a brother-sister mating, because we're going to see what comes out of that. And then I've got that roundhead cock that I lost. I had a hen that came with him. I still have that hen. So we're going to see what that blood added to the mix does. My buddy over west of me that got the Morgans from me, he's gotten some more roundhead blood, so that's what he's going to mess with. Yeah, so if you're asking about pure Morgans, I don't raise them anymore. Right now, basically, I've decided that I'm just going to go back to just letting myself have fun with it. So I've got, let's go this way. I've got roundhead wide hackle crosses, and I've got wide hackle muff crosses. And I'm going to just kind of go from there and decide what I like the most, and I'm going to breed accordingly. I've got 7 pens of young Polish here from 2021 that I'm going to be sorting through. Actually, today would be a pretty good day to do it because it's nice out, and tomorrow would be a good day to do it, but I've got other things I have to attend to, so I'm not going to get it done this weekend. White crested blacks, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm sold out on pairs. Might have a couple of females to let go, though. This is the youngest bunch right here. There's 3 silver males in there. They're all spoken for. These are all the males that I bred from or held back as potential breeders. This pen is game hens, game pullets, Andalusian bantams, and the naked neck crosses that we made. Sun's pretty strong today. And of course down here on the end we have the adult Polish hens. Again, stuff we bred or stuff we held back as potential breeders. So that's what's going on. I'll probably make a little quick snippet video on these roosts, but just to give you an idea how they're made, it's pretty simple. It's an 8-foot 2x4, which I cut at a 45-degree angle on one end, and then I went up from the square end and I measured a foot up off of there, and I made a mark. And then from that mark I went 18 inches each time. And then I measured in, I think it was about 2 inches. It's about half of the board. And then basically to make your cuts, you just line up your carpenter square on your 45 and you cut this direction and this direction. You know, draw it with your pencil first. But then you're lining up on that mark, your measuring mark here, and you cut a 45 and a 45. And then when you hang it, it sits like this. Now, if I was doing Bantams, I probably could have gone closer together. If I was doing heavier breeds, I honestly, once you get to a certain size of heavy breeds, I don't like using roosts. That right there is a little round head white hackle cross pullet, which reminds me I need to do a video dealing with comb types and recessives on that. Once it warms up, I do plan on coating these in some linseed oil. And then down here on the feet, I'm just using scrap 2x4, which that's why I'm always so hesitant to throw away even the shortest little scrap, because you never really know. But I only put a single screw in it. That way, if I felt like I had to, I could swing that foot back up against the main 2x4 once it's up in the air, so I don't accidentally whack my head on it. But as high up in the air as they're going to be, I really don't think that's going to be a problem. So got a bunch of crossbred pigeons down there. Some young pheasants. Those crossbred pigeons, I'm thinking I might use those as feeders this year. Basically, same concept as a broody hen. You just take and get them paired up, and you put your pigeon eggs under there and let them feed them and raise them while your purebred pigeons keep going with what they're doing. Go over here and we'll see what we got going with the pigeons. So Carolina hasn't really added anything to her flock of pigeons. I got myself started into a little flock of pigeons this past summer. Unfortunately, they were sick when I got them, and I lost several really nice ones before we got it under control. Longtime fancier in this area, he was able to tell me what kind of medication I needed. Unfortunately, he recently passed away. So, this was the duck shed. It is temporarily my pigeon loft. I don't think it'll permanently be the pigeon loft, but who knows. So, I had to make a big screen door for them, put plastic on it. And then this breed has feathers on their feet. So I made these roosts, had the local welder weld these little brackets, and then I just cut chunks off of a piece of tree to make the bases. I gotta get in here and scrape. It's been so cold it's hard to scrape anything. I made these little nest boxes. I don't know if they're actually going to use them. I think they'd work better for a smaller breed, but I was just trying to use up some scrap lumber. But I'd always wanted to get back into this breed. I had them when I was in high school, and it just so happened that a guy I know found these. I wasn't really ready for them, so it was kind of a mad dash to get this loft together. But now that I've got them, I'm going to work on them, and I'm going to go from there. So we'll just run over to her loft here and see if anybody's outside. As far as what I'm going to do with the channel this year, I'm honestly not sure yet. I think I'd like to get back more towards the genetic stuff and the building. There we go. I guess everybody's out today. So yeah, she's got her Oriental rollers and her spot swallows and her Egyptian swifts and her pheasant pigeons. They're all hanging out. But I guess I kind of just want to try to keep the channel from becoming just about game chickens. And it seemed like there for a while, it didn't matter what I posted. The only comments I was getting, or the majority of the comments I was getting, was people wanting to buy game chickens. And, you know, that was, especially with the shipping and everything else, I just wasn't in a good spot to be doing that stuff. And I realized I did a really bad job of getting back to people on that, you know, but I didn't necessarily intend for the channel to be about trying to get birds sold, I guess. And I just kind of decided to take a little break, let things die down, and just decide where I want to go from there. If I want to continue the channel, or if I want to put it in a different direction, or where I want to go with it. So anyhow, that's my update. Everybody have a good one.